And welcome back to Seeing Red. Please, if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. This particular one today is going to be about accountability. There is a lack of it in the black community, especially on the women's side. I guess what I'm really just focusing on is the women, because as a man, you can't really afford to lack accountability. You are held accountable at every corner. So that's not really something that men struggle with. So I just wondered how many videos were there out there, and I was damn near beat over the head by how many women even realizes that they don't have accountability or lack, accountability, and still just so, I don't care. The amount of I don't care was staggering. But hey, don't let me hold you up. Please like and subscribe, and please comment and share. All right, let's get to it.
I don't need to provide for a man. I do not need to provide for
So a man don't need to provide for you either?
And I put emphasis on
a man does not need
do you know why I'll say this?
to provide for you either.
Do you know why I'll say this?
A man does not need to provide for you either.
Are you arguing with me? Any man that asks me what do I bring to the table is a bum.
Nothing. You absolutely don't bring nothing to the table.
You know why he's a bum? And I'm not saying financially.
You do not bring nothing to the table, and that is the problem. You think you do, but you actually bring nothing to the table. You can't even tell me what you bring to the table.
Probably gonna get me unfollowed, but here it is anyway. I don't want to hear nothing else about black women being the most disrespected person in America. I don't want to hear it no more, because until we're ready to address the real tea, which is we disrespect ourselves on a level that's astronomically higher than any other race attempting to disrespect us. We follow anybody with a pink, purple, blue front lace wig on. Our morals and mindset is not the same as our grandparents or our grandmothers, and we done abandoned anything and everything to do with decorum and gentleness and femininity. Like, all of that is just a thing of the past, but then we wonder why we so disrespected. That's a whole fool. The truth is, you get what you give, and before anybody can learn to respect you, you must lay the blueprint of how you want to be respected. Ain't nobody taking us seriously when all we promote is turning our tails up in the sky and twerking and shaking it like a skunk. We need to get back to what matters, but the truth is we play too much. We want to be entertained all the time, and half of us can't entertain a viable conversation of substance for longer than 20 minutes because our attention span is so low. I already know they're gonna say this video is hating, and I'm a hater, but guess what? I am. I'm hating on the fact that the most beautifully created women on the face of this earth have now been brought low and made to be cartoon characters. Just something for everybody to laugh at. But guess what? They're not laughing with us, they're laughing at us.
I want to really get honest and break this down a bit, because men have been trying to tell us this and we're not really listening to them. Actually, we're not listening to them at all. So I'm going to put myself out there and say it. So here are my questions. Number one, whatever happened to the average income man being the standard for husband material? I mean, modern women nowadays, we have these astronomical standards for men having to make this 6 figures. Do we not understand that based on blackdemographics.com, the average earnings for a black man 25 and over is about $40,000 to $50,000 a year? And that's less than 1% of black men making 6 figures. And only 3 in 10 black households are making $75,000 or more. But we don't care anything about real statistics. We just place our unrealistic fantasies on men, expecting them to pull money out their asses, ears, and toes, so that we can live these luxurious lifestyles that we see on shows like Atlanta Housewives. We're delusional.
I got the heart to say it. The black women have become and are becoming the most embarrassing women on the planet. I told you, everybody ain't no king and queen. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Chief Aroni. All bread and cheese and no baloney. I got what you need. I just don't got it on me. Welcome to Tighten Up Tuesday. Chief Aroni, what you want us to tighten up today? Well, young cat, young ladies ain't supposed to act like clowns. Purses, shoes, hair laying all around, tussling all over the ground, asses and titties out swinging around. People ain't even trying to stop it. The boys filming, standing around. Sugar done turned to shit now, and these girls, they don't got cooking and cleaning down. Much less combing their hair and washing their ass. They haven't been taught morals or class. How the parents keep leaving out that? All they've been taught is how to turn up and sell ass, fight and trap, scam and cap. Ain't nobody proud of that. Bring ladylike back.
And a lot of women lack accountability. It's a lot of women who you will sit down and ask her, like, hey, like in your last relationship, like what role did you play in it going wrong?
Right.
And she'll look you dead in the eyes and say nothing. I did what I was supposed to do. He cheated.
Yeah.
Or I did what I was supposed to do. He neglected me.
Yeah. That right there, what you said, a lot of women lack accountability. No. And I can say a lot of men lack accountability. How about we address the men lacking your emotional state?
I think what you're doing is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Because again, I never said that men don't lack accountability. When you said it, I nodded. Yep, you're right. A lot of men do. But just the mere mention of a woman having something to work on made you feel away. You tell a woman that she needs to work on something, or you tell a woman that she's doing something wrong, automatically go into defense. Yeah, they may be wrong too, and we'll get to that. But right now, we on you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't spin it back in my moment of telling you what you need to work on. And a lot of women do that.
Why do modern women struggle with accountability?
Because that would mean that they have to acknowledge that they don't bring value to the table. That would mean that they have to acknowledge that all they have to offer is beauty and intimacy. And that's unfortunate. A modern woman of 2024 is a woman that seeks attention and validation more than respect and authenticity. It is a woman who is entitled to whatever it is that people have around her. It is a woman that takes things for granted, is not appreciative, and kind of just has a high level of expectation with low level of give. You know, she's a taker, not a giver.
There's a lot of men who are terrible at communication, but there are some men who are great at it and still run into brick walls when it comes time to express themselves to their woman, right? So we got to accept the fact that some women just don't take information well when they are the cause of the issue that the man is bringing to them, right? Like, they want communication about how hard my job is, I'm tired, my best friend snaked me, man, my mama tripping, my family want this from me, all that. And all that, they open ears, they sitting down with their therapist legs crossed with the notepad and everything, open ears to listen to you, right? But when it comes time for me to sit down and tell you about what you doing wrong, it's not as open. It's not as much of a, okay, I'm going to sit here and let him get at least a complete thought out before I jump in and I interrupt him before he gets across what he's trying to express. So again, if you want your man to be more communicative, ladies, let me give you a tip. Stop interrupting him when he's coming to you and he's trying to express himself. Acknowledge the fact that it took him a lot to sit down and talk to you in the first place. So when I sit down and I try and you interrupt me every 4 words, and then you question, damn, why don't my man talk to me? He talked to his friends, he talked to everybody, but he don't talk to me. It's because you can't shut up and accept what it is that man that loves you more than anything in this world is trying to get across. So again, if we want more communication, let's open the door for it.
I just want to say for the record, one of the best dates I've ever had was just holding a girl's hand and walking through a record store talking about music. I dated that girl for 6 years. So all this stuff about a $200 date on the first night, your first date should never cost you anything, man. It shouldn't cost you anything. If it costs you to take her out, she don't like you, all right? That's not a booty call, that's a foodie call, all right? You just want to feed her? Because believe me, there's 5 guys behind her that got her the next couple of days. Don't do that. If she really likes you, you ain't got to spend no money. Think about it.
Nobody likes the angry, sassy black woman. That's why she's not married, and that's why 85 to 90% of black women is dying alone, single, or by themselves with their grandbabies, playing in their pussy, drinking wine. Granddaddy, when you buried a black man, he got 3-4 hoes at the funeral fighting over him. Buried a black woman, she by herself with her kids, lonely. She been by, cause you can't tell her nothing. She sassy, too much mouth. Bitch, shut up. This is why I say sometimes you gotta slap your woman in the mouth. like granddad and them used to do grandmama, and nobody called the police. Everybody in the house just went in the room, and they go in there and fuck like Cassie and Diddy did after the hallway fight. Fuck good after you slap shit out of them. You didn't mean it, but you meant it. And you swear you ain't gonna do it again, and y'all do it again. And y'all fuck to make up, like ain't nothing happened. That's been traditional American marriages. Work fine for them.
How does a man allow himself to be judged by a woman that doesn't even like to look at her real self in the mirror? You living your life and feeling embarrassed about being bald-headed or not having a certain type of a hairline, but you being judged by a woman that has fake hair on her head every day, that doesn't like herself. I look at my real self every day. When I take the jewelry off of this, hey man, this tattoo on my skin is who I am. Ain't no makeup, ain't no extra lip. A woman gotta like me for who I am or not like me for who I am. That's not what a woman has to deal with. A woman can make herself a whole different person and not be held against her morally or whatever. They all are insecure. This is just the reality of the fact. It's a bunch of beautiful women in this world, but I'm just a person that I'm a special type of person. I don't think no girl look better than me.
Man, what the last man said, I'm standing on 10 toes with him on that one. I'm really not a fan of excessive makeup and tons of weave. But hey, that's enough for today. Thanks for joining me, and like and subscribe. Please share the videos, and I'll see you in the next one.